And we're live.
Delicious.
What's up, people? Hopefully you can hear these ugly mugs in the chat. Talking about Drax and trash. I mean, the others are beautiful people. It's good. Thanks for that, Drax. Appreciate it. Clams, what's up? We are live at Ingullah Wednesday night at Curse of Strahd, episode 47 tonight. Vampire Masquerade was last Sunday, went very, very well. Echo had her date with the prince. Went all very swimmingly until towards the end. Ended on a different note, but no one died, so it was good. Speaking of people dying, no one died last week either in Curse of Strahd, which was close. We had an almost death.
Yep. Almost.
I believe Skathis got down to his very last death save before he was finally healed. So everybody, welcome tonight. It would be like 1:30 AM for you clams. Hopefully you can stick around for a bit. We run for about 2.5-3 hours. We're over 50% into the story, I think, now. So we should be pretty good. Don't forget that tomorrow night, Pew Pew Thursday, doing some Rainbow Six. Friday night, Stormlord's Wrath with Miss Yanti1 on her channel, and then back here Sunday for some Vampire Masquerade. So, without any further ado, we shall recap last week's episode 46. So, last we left off, you had continued your search for the abandoned mansion of Argynvost. After defeating 3 ghostly creatures, you move on, inadvertently disturbing a nest of giant spiders. Some quick thinking and some strength from your paladin and your fighter, you managed to bar the door with a large statue before the spiders were able to break through. You then move through back to the main foyer of the mansion and decide to head upstairs. Emilia, seeing a strange figure in the upper window, which she eventually relays to the rest of the group. Once on the second floor, you find a small empty room. You thought it was empty until Adok spies a small foot in the chimney, and a smoke mephit is flushed out of the fireplace. Trying to catch this small creature, lots of fails on this, however, and the creature disappears up the hallway and up a set of stairs. Carrying on, moving around, exploring a large corridor. Skathis moving towards the next door, continuing his exploration, leading the party, inadvertently triggers an arcane trap. The trap triggers a sliding wall, which Fibblesib had to dive out of the way to avoid being squished, and separating the party. Karnos and Adok trapped on one side and the rest of you trapped on the other. As the doors on either end of the hallway open, several spectre-like creatures could be seen in either end, and they attack. Battle ensues. Throughout the course of the combat, Skathis is rendered unconscious. Adok and Karnos manage to break through the wall from the small bedroom, joining the party and helping the rest of you defeat your foes. Battered and bruised, you decide, as the day draws to a close, to move into one of the round dormitory-style rooms, which seems to be the most secure. Setting up alarms, much discussions, and eventually binding Emilia in chains, believing it would be safest to do so, as she has been exhibiting some more odd behavior than normal. Seeming more aggressive and alert at night, and more lethargic and slow during the day, leading you to believe that her transformation is nearing its peak. So this is where we rejoin you now, as most of you start to bed down. Right before you bed down, however, Zadriel's wings sprout, proud, brighter and larger than ever. Frankly, she sort of states, well, I thought it was already been, but it appears it's today. informing the group that it was her birthday. Also receives a boon from her deity, and as it seems, her deity has found her even in this place of darkness. So we prepare now as, I believe it was Adok was taking first watch, followed by Emilia, or Fibblestib, who Emilia had offered to sit with as well, then Karnos, and then Zedriel. So we will turn it over to the party now as we switch over to our room that we are currently in. And Adok, the rest of the party have started to drift off. Emilia is still probably stirring somewhat, but resting, it would seem. And it is your watch. Is there anything in particular that you wished to attempt to do while on your watch? You got about 2 or 3 hours.
Yes, absolutely. With seeing what's happened with Zadriel and knowing that it was her birthday today, Adok is, I mean, there's piles of wood and just broken bits of furniture around, right?
There's all sorts of stuff lying around, yes.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. Adok would whip out his wood carving tools. He'd walk over and grab a bunch of a decent sized lump of wood and different bits of material. And I'd like to start carving a miniature statue of what Adok would believe to be, I guess, the DM from what he's heard from Zadriel's talks over the past month. And then using magical tinkering, Adok would infuse this object when he's finished carving it to say, the light of the DM is always with me.
Okay, so I don't believe she's really talked about what DM looks like over the course of the time that you've been here. But you've seen the symbol on the shield. You've seen the symbol that she wears around her neck. And you've also seen the same symbol many times upon different bits and pieces. You've also seen Karnos with this particular symbol also. So I would say you would probably carve a similar symbol, if you will. Maybe a little bit more intricate. I'll get you to roll a tinker check. Add your proficiency bonus.
That is 29.
29. It's impressive. It's probably one of the more finer pieces you've carved. You've given it an almost humanoid appearance in the way that it's carved. You look at it and go, yeah, that's kind of what I think she's talking about.
Mm.
You spend that time, you do exactly what you intend on doing, and you're impressed. You're as much as you've been afraid and nervous and upset about the goings on here in Barovia, at this point you seem a lot calmer in your thoughts and just focusing on this little piece of equipment. Anything else you would like to do?
Yeah, actually, with his magical tinkering, he'd change it from, he'd have it with that, and then he'd think about it, and then he'd change it again, so that every now and then, when a part of this wooden statue where the symbol is pressed, this thing will emit a verbal sound, just saying that the light of the DM will always be with you, Zadriel.
In your voice?
No, Adok's gonna try and make it sound more godly in a way.
I will get you to roll a performance check, please.
Absolutely. 16.
Not bad, not bad. You probably go over it maybe 2 or 3 times before you get it how you like it. The first one may be a little high pitched. Your voice cracks at one point. You think, no, it's not right. So you try again, and 2 or 3 times, and you get it, and you think you've got it to a point where it still sounds like you, but it's less like you than you wanted. So it was deeper, maybe a slightly different cadence, but it still sounds like ad hoc, just not ad hoc, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's successful.
A royal pronunciation English instead of a Cockney English.
Hey, that's fine. It works.
Yeah, so after he's done with that, Adok would then just make, I guess if there's a bit of string, whatever, he'd try and make a ribbon around it, and then he'd place this statuette idol, whatever you want to call it, just next to where Zadriel is sleeping.
And in a place where you know she'll find it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do so, and as you sort of walk around the room, watching as everyone's sleeping, the first thing you do notice, without even rolling a perception check, is Emilia. Your eyes just follow you around the room. Emilia's not awake, however, although you're not sure. Her eyes just, as you sort of look at her, eyes just fix on you, and as you walk slowly around the room, her eyes seem to follow you as you walk. But they're not Emilia's eyes that you see. These are not the baby blues, I believe, that Emilia has. These are eyes you've seen before. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I need you to make a wisdom save for me, please.
A lovely -1 my wisdom save. A 10.
10. As you sort of as you turn and sort of look out the side of your eye, side of your vision towards where Emilia is sleeping, you hear his voice pressing against your mind, and he simply says, "You know, it's only a matter of time. She will kill you all. And I will have such joy in that occasion." And that is all you hear. Get you to roll a perception check for me as well.
Nine.
As this kind of unsettles you. I mean, you know that he's not here, but the voice alone shakes you to your core. And for the remainder of your watch, you're paranoid, and you keep thinking you hear noises. You keep thinking, are those spiders coming? What's that? There's a noise outside. Something scrapes against the window. You become very jumpy and paranoid for the remainder of your watch.
Yeah.
But the remainder of your watch goes uneventfully. Nothing really happens. Sound of the wind, the rolling thunder. But your watch closes without any more incident.
Fantastic.
It is now up to you to wake Fibble and Emilia if you wish, as they would take second watch.
Yeah, Adok, still keeping an eye on Emilia, would walk tentatively over to Fibble and just use message to mind link to Fibbles instead of physically touching him.
Okay.
And just say, "Right, Fibble, it's your time. Wakey, wakey."
And I respond with 42.
What? Adok then just starts actually just touching him, just trying to shake him. Not touching him that way, just shaking him a little bit to make him.
He shakes him.
Oh,
Adok's leg starts against the floor.
I wake up and just like, really? That time already?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Do you tell Fibble about your evening?
I've got some news for you.
Yeah. What's that?
Well, Strahd can now use Emilia to look at us. I noticed it during my watch. He spoke to me. Not through her, but in my head. But her eyes were watching me. But it wasn't her eyes, it was his.
Can't he do that to any of us anyway?
I mean, he can look on us, but he can't turn your eyes into his eyes, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. So what we do, we rip her eyes out? Is that the answer?
Well, look. I've been holding on to this for a while, but I believe if something weird goes
Blindfold.
on... You're good with fire, I've seen you use it before. Nonetheless, have this. And Alec hands you a vial. It's a black liquid, but it's got a resident glow to this vial. And as he hands it over, it says, "It's holy, it's been blessed." Like, it does catch on fire, so, just things go down south, throw it on her, light her on fire.
Light her on fire.
With this, the holy oil, because it'll...
Right. You're not saying
burn.
like just light her on fire now.
No, I mean, like, if she gets a bit more weird, just light her on fire with the holy oil. Maybe just explain to everyone else what's going on, but, up to you.
I don't think I really need to explain it, but it's kind of getting to that point. You know what I just realized though? We forgot to pick flowers.
Yeah, I thought you did that on purpose, though.
No. I don't want Emilia turning into a vamp.
Oh, so we don't want to kill her?
No, I didn't say that. I just don't want her turning into a vamp.
Wait, so you'd want to kill her even if she wasn't a vamp?
She's been lying to me.
Yeah, I know she has. I know. I believe me. I know.
But nah. Look, if she's going evil, there's no coming back from being evil.
Emilia, so at this point you sit bolt upright. Even in the chains, you just bolt upright, you're wide awake, and just on the back of your memory, you can feel Strahd's presence in your mind. Can't hear him, you can't see him, but you can just feel that. You know he's either there, just on the outside of your consciousness, or he's been there. It would startle probably both Fibble and Adok at this point, because it just the sound of the change and her sitting bolt upright, wide-eyed, fully awake.
See, and then you got that freaky shit that she does. She's getting her cell phone killed. Don't need us. But yeah.
Morning.
Not morning, Emilia. Wow. I'll look over at Zedriela's shield. Is it like morning or is it still
It's
night?
still... you guys have come second watch, so it's probably just hitting maybe 11 o'clock midnight-ish. So it's borderline.
Yeah, you're about an hour early. But yes, morning.
Bibblestead, as you greet Emilia, you also notice the change in her eyes. They're not blue, not even remotely blue anymore. They are very, very pale green. And set against the very red hair of Emilia, it is entirely freakish looking.
That's just wrong. Blindfold. You need to give her a blindfold. Tinted glass. Start scribbling.
Noted.
Emilia, are you alright? Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, right. Do you remember anything at all?
I think we're in Barovia. Pretty sure we all came here together apart from you, which we met in the woods on the way here.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna try and get to sleep with that. I'm probably not gonna be able to sleep. You scared the shit out of me tonight. Just gonna say, again, well done. You're very good at scaring people.
I can give you something that make you fall asleep.
Please do.
I pull out a hammer.
You know what? On second thoughts, it's all right. I will try to get myself to sleep. It's fine.
You sure? It's the right tool for the
Absolutely.
job.
No, it's fine. And Adam's
Okay.
gonna take a poison dart out and jab himself with it.
Fair call. And you drift right off to sleep. No drama at all. And you probably won't be able to wake it for anything for the next 3 hours. So this leaves Fibblestub and Emilia still chained. We're now awake. It is now your watch. Emilia, was there anything in particular during this watch that you wanted to achieve?
I want to talk, but apart from talking, I don't really want to achieve anything else.
You just want to talk to Fibble?
Yes.
Be my guest.
So, now that he's knocked himself out, that's a good question for you. I mean, this whole time we've been here, I don't think me and you have ever really talked to each other. So are you like Zadriel's kid?
How the fuck do you work that one out?
Well, you're little and you're with her. So I just thought that she might have hooked up with like someone like Adok and made a little person like you.
How old do you think I am?
10?
Right. How old do you think Zadriel is?
I refuse to answer on the ground that I might be incinerated.
Say she's 20. I'm 150.
Oh.
I used to hang out with her great-grandmother. I've known her literally all of her life. It's been very fun on my part. Drives her nuts, but I've been enjoying it. But yeah,
So have you like grown up and then grown down again?
no, I've started smaller and I grew up to this height. And I'm a gnome. That's what we are. This is how we get. You're an ooman. Well, somewhat ooman. More of a vermin. But yeah, so yeah. You know, you grow up, eventually you're gonna die. Or not die. Or die and die again. Starts writing more stuff down.
So are you like so how old do gnomes get? Just out of question.
The oldest one that I know of is 320 before she passed away.
So does that mean you're quite young?
Middle-aged. Maybe. I don't know. I live a pretty strange life. Could die tomorrow. I doubt it, but I could.
So I just never met a gnome before, so I just sort of assumed that.
And I point over at Skathis and I go, how old do you reckon he is?
50?
I mean, and you think Shim? No, wrong character. He is human as well?
Well, he's obviously not. He's more like what my father was, but that's not relevant.
And Zadriel isn't human either, you realise that, right?
Yeah. Well, obviously she's an angel person.
Okay, we'll go with that. And Karnas was human once. Now he will be better. We will remake him. We'll make him stronger. Less heroism. maybe. Mute button as well. So,
Oh, okay. How old do you think I am?
18, 19, maybe 20. You all look the same to me.
If I told you that I was older than you, would you believe me?
If you're a true vampire, maybe. No, I wouldn't.
Okay, what if I told you that I was immortal before I met you?
You were immortal before you met me. Then you'd be a deity. I think. Maybe? No. You can't be a deity. Deities are smart and intelligent and don't turn into vampires.
Well, before I stopped being immortal, I wasn't turning into a vampire. It's only since I came here that it started to turn.
So you chose to be a vampire?
No. A gnome got rid of my immortality.
Huh? Pretty smart gnome. Wonder if I know him. Why would they get rid of your immortality? Why
Well,
would you want to get to? Being immortal would be fun. I could make so much stuff.
well, it's yeah, it's complicated. So it's like I was gifted my immortality when my parents died, when I was 14. So after my parents died, when I was 14, and then so I've been immortal for hundreds of years, and now I had an option. Well, when we were looking for Zadriel, my goddess appeared before us and told me to go to her. And I decided to save you guys instead of helping her. So she took my immortality away from me.
Sounds like a shit dog.
Well, hey, I don't know. But either way, I couldn't
No,
get
it
her.
sounds like a shit god. Any god that would sit there and go, yeah, come see me, or I'm gonna take your powers away and turn you into a vampire. Shit god. What god is it, by the way?
Saloon.
Never heard of her. Or
She's a
have
good
I?
guy.
Roll history. Roll religion. If it was to play.
Oh, a religion. Well, this ought to be good. Ooh, +6. For a 16.
You've heard of Saloon. You know she's the goddess of the moon.
Ah, the ones that the drow like. No wonder why she's an ass. See, I can say that because I'm godless, I think. Am I godless? Maybe. I don't know.
So,
Could be.
yeah, I was better when I was immortal, and I didn't start changing until I became mortal again.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You can't die if you're immortal. It's just like saying Adoc's a human. Just doesn't work. He's more of a fluffy little teddy with very sharp claws.
Yes, definitely got sharp claws.
Yes. I've been thinking about that. Hey,
So,
do you know this? And I'll rip out that piece of metal. Do you know what this shit is?
Emilia. The moment you lay eyes on that metal, is there any god that Emilia knows of that is opposed to Saloon? Is there a god that Emilia believes is opposed to Saloon and that she doesn't particularly like very much?
I don't know, as god-wise, I'm not sure that Emily would know of any god. She knows of the demons.
Okay, so she knows. Does she fear the demons, or despise the demons in that particular way?
Some yes, some no.
So as you look at this piece of what Pibble says is a piece of metal, what you see is a 3 triangles interlinked, which you would know just by looking at this. For some reason, you would know this. You're not entirely sure why, but it is the sigil for Asmodeus, the Prince of Hell, the most heinous of all archdevils, leader of all demons.
Emily is going to sort of shuffle backwards a bit.
Bibble, all you see is a lump of metal.
It's just a lump of metal. Why are you scared of a lump of metal? Now, wait a minute. I've showed this to Adok too, haven't I?
Adok saw it, yes, but he did not.
He saw it. He saw it's a lump of metal as well.
Pretty much, yeah, because he doesn't have a deity either, really.
Excellent. Yeah, it's just metal, dude. Well, I think it's metal. It feels like metal. Kind of looks like metal. Tastes like metal. Could be cardboard. No.
Where did you get that metal?
I don't know. It's in my pack of shit.
Okay.
I got chunks of stuff, and I just start pulling out all these other pieces of stuff that's in the so half-finished projects, and I got all.
As small as Bibble's pack is, he seems to fit a lot of shit in there. I mean, it's a lot of it's just to you is just junk. But yeah, there's bits of metal, there's springs, there's screws, nails, horseshoes, just all manner of different bits and pieces.
So yeah, I thought I picked it up somewhere, though I don't remember picking it up. I think it actually appeared after I died, or semi-died. I fell unconscious. Slept without sleeping.
Roll insight with disadvantage.
Insight. Double tap insight. And we get a 18.
Not bad. Yeah, you remember the first time seeing it was resting the night that you guys fought the hut in the swamp. You're not sure of the correlation, but that was the first time you saw it, was after that battle. So
yeah, I thought it.
Bibblestib's relatively intelligent. You could possibly assume that it's because you had been bludgeoned repeatedly into unconsciousness.
Yeah, that, or it fell out of the house and landed in my pack.
There is many possibilities.
But yeah, but it was there. I don't know what it is. But you're having a weird reaction to it.
It's just because I'm chained up, I think. Just uncomfortable.
Really? Okay.
I'll chain you up and we'll see how comfortable you are.
Been there, done that. I said I'm old. I've tried a couple of things, so I've been arrested a couple of times.
Haven't we all? I was executed twice. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud.
Okay. That's pretty random. Wait a minute. Not a very good execution if they got to do it twice.
Well, when you're immortal, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, good point. Hey, that means you could find hundreds of ways to die. That'd be great. Experimenting. And you wouldn't have to worry about explosions. Immortality. Write that down.
The best one that I had was sleeping in a wolf's den and then waking up in the middle of the night to fluff your pillow. Being a wolf. Wolf
okay. Yes. Yes, wolves are cool. Yeah, that'll be good. Who's next to be woken up?
I'll get you both to make a perception check first. Again, Jax, your nighttime +3.
9.
9.
18.
18. So lots.
22, 25.
5.
Thank you.
So Well, yes, you seem rather enthralled with this conversation with Emilia. You haven't actually, and she's right, you haven't really spoken much to her in the many days that you've been here in Barovia. Just in passing, random comments here and there, but not actually sat down and had a conversation. You're kind of surprised by the level of intellect for someone so young. But it's not unusual to you. I mean, you found some of what she said interesting. Obviously, the immortality thing, you made several notes. But you don't really notice much else. Until leaning towards the end of your guys' watch, where you feel a pressure on your mind for the first time since being here. I need you to make a wisdom save for me, please. This is not a magical effect either. It's just a thing, so it's a straight roll, please.
13.
13. The pressure gets a little stronger on your consciousness, to the point where, as Emily is still trailing off the end of this conversation, it becomes almost very much in the background. You almost sort of, your eyes, you don't really glaze over. To her, you're still listening intently, but you don't hear her voice anymore. And what you hear instead is, "You will all fall in my realm. You are no longer guests at my table. Instead, you will be feast for the beast that sits before you." And as that last word trails off, Emilia's voice comes back into your consciousness. You recognize the voice, as you did indeed sit at his table once for dinner, at his castle, sitting on the rocks above the village of Barovia. As you finish your conversation with Emilia, you sort of snap out of it, and you know that Karnos is the next to be woken for the watch. Emilia, as you finishing your conversation with Fibblestead, you sort of look around, you're looking around, just glancing around at the windows, sort of strain your ears a little bit to see if you can hear over the rolling thunder and that in the distance. No rain, just that continual thunder since you guys have been here. And once again, you hear his voice. It's getting harder to resist. The smell of his blood must be intoxicating. Just one little bite. It's all it would take. And as you glance up at one of the windows behind Fibblestead, you see Strahd's face. Just in the shadows of the window. Not like he's standing there or anything. You can just see his face. The grin, that almost arrogant look, but gentle and friendly, as he has always really seemed to be with you. He hasn't. The only time he showed any spark of hatred or anger was in the prison cell when you denied him. And in an instant, it's gone. It is now over to you guys as your watch comes to a close. Karnos is next up. Emilia can't really wake him. She's still shackled and chained. I mean, you could probably, I don't know how you guys bound her, whether she's able to get up and walk around at all.
Nah, she's full on. She was
basically talking sort of hog-tied-ish.
It was the manacles were hands and legs, and then we had another set which was wrapped around her waist.
So she is unable to move, so she's sort of been sitting up against the wall. So Fibber would have to wake Karnos. Emilia, you settle back down against the wall.
I think it was actually Scathus?
No, Scathus was out to it before you guys even started talking about a watch.
Because I thought we were going to try to give Karnos a full night's sleep because he was being a plug bag.
Yeah, at the end it was decided Karnos would go third and Zadriel would go fourth to give him that extra rest.
Cool. So I'll go up and hey, Carnos.
Yeah, hello? Yes, Mum?
It is the DM. You must wake up and beat the shit out of the stuff. Be a hero that you must be, my son.
Carlos
Shut
wipes
up.
his eyes
Just
and
wake up.
goes, DM? Yeah, you're the dick mother. Yeah, that's you. Right.
The den mother. Yes.
Den mother, Den. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, everything good, was it?
Yeah. Now, okay. A couple of things. One, show him
Hmm.
the piece of metal. What do you see?
Ah, my hip, as I said.
Again, Zadriel might know this. I don't. Karnos probably wouldn't. Zadriel, is there any deity that opposes DM that you would find repulsive to see their sigil?
Merkel, the god of death, which is a triangle with a skull.
I would have said player.
Playa, the god of death.
So, that is what you see, Karnos, as you are, even though you are new to the faith of the DM, you see the sigil of the opposing god to DM, the triangle and the skull, and it's instantly repulsive to you.
Damn it, because to me, bears, it's kind of cool.
To me, the DM, it's kind of cool too. There you go, picture in the Discord, in the Skype.
Mr. Stibb, other than my hip being painfully annoying, which it seems to be getting worse every time I drain blood for Emilia, that thing in your hand is quite disgusting and rude, and I find it hard on my eyes. Why would you carry that with you?
Right. Now, I put it away and I go, describe what it looked like.
Well, it's that shape with three sides, right?
A triangle?
Yeah, that's it. The one that looks like the old tombs, and then inside that is like when a person is dead and the skin all rots away. There's
skull.
their bone underneath. Yeah,
Skull.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So I just sketch the one that Emilia explained to me.
Yep.
And then I sketch the one that Karnos explained to me, and it's like, okay.
I'm not sure what it is, but I don't rightly like it.
I know this is a pretty trippy piece of metal.
Roll a religion check. Double. Again, please.
Religion?
A religion.
Religion? That would be underneath R for religion. Ooh! 26!
I don't know that Emilia told you about hers, but you definitely can sketch the one that Karnos said.
Cool.
But I'm pretty sure she didn't. But you can definitely make a religion check based on what Karnos has said to you.
Alright, cool. I'll go with that one. I'll just sort of write that down. I was like, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting piece of metal, because Emilia said it was something completely different.
Well, she is changing lately, isn't she now?
Yeah.
So what was your roll on your history?
The religion check,
Religion, sorry, yes.
26.
26. You would know what the sigil is based on that. You would know that it, and with your time spent with Zadriel, she may have even have discussed it at some point, which is probably why it seemed familiar to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know it's the DM's opposing deity, the god of death, and which is kind of odd because it just looks like a chunk of metal to you.
It's a paperweight. But okay, it's a very cool paperweight.
Roll an intelligence check for me as well, please.
Intelligence.
Let's see if Fibble can put 2 and 2 together.
15.
Just good enough. As you sit there scratching your head, looking at this, thinking about, okay, this is the god of death. I see a chunk of metal. First time I saw it was at the swamp. But hang on a minute. There's a definite correlation there. There's something's going on. It's not quite natural. You're not entirely sure. You can't put your finger on it. You didn't quite get enough. If you got a few points higher, you would have gotten a little bit more information. But you know there's a correlation between what this place is and what's been happening. You remember Adoc's eye at the tower, the weird eye that he sort of had there for a time. You remember the strange noises that came from Zadriel when she cast a spell back at the tower as well. And then you think, shit, Karnos. He had this ability that he shouldn't have to Misty Step. And now that he's doing it all the time, he's becoming paralyzed. Something's not right. Something's unnatural. This has got everything to do with this place. And that's about all you can get from that. You're not entirely sure how to maybe fix it or what can be done. But you know there's a correlation between Barovia and these small things that you've been noticing in the time that you've been here.
Excellent. And then I also got to go. And Karnos,
Yeah.
he's going to try to fuck with your head.
It's a she. Emily is a she.
No. Strahd. He's trying to fuck with our heads.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Apparently
What?
he was using Emilia's eyes during Adoc's watch. Then while I was talking to her, he had a conversation with me about saying how we're all going to be eaten by Emilia.
Oh, that's fascinating. That is.
So, just so you know,
Okay.
he's fucking with us.
He's spoken to me once before. I don't know if he'd want to do it again. He was quite angry with me after our conversation. Mind you, Mr. Stib, could we possibly be... No, never mind.
Basically, he said we're no longer invited to his table, but it's not like he really had that much at the table in the first place.
Yeah, I don't feel like he tried very hard, did he?
Yeah. For a person that runs the country, you'd think he would have a decent spread, like a big lamb or something. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Enjoy your rest.
Yeah,
Many
you enjoy
things.
your rest. And DM, is Emily still awake?
She is indeed.
Right. Night, Mr. Stib. I stand up. My hip is aching, Emilia. It is very sore. It's been getting gradually worse since I began feeding you my blood. Any reason why?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want me to do a medicine check or something? I don't know.
No, it's a fair answer. You're not entirely sure why.
I have my theories. To dull my pain, I put a lot of alcohol in the system. And I think the draining of said red liquid is freeing up the alcohol that is in my system. Don't know if that's a good thing. Do you feel drunk when you drink my blood?
Definitely tastes nice.
You can definitely taste the alcohol within his blood. You don't get drunk from it, but you can taste it.
Is it nicer with alcohol or nicer without alcohol?
Oh, I just wouldn't have a clue. But it is nice to taste like stuff again, like how long it's been since I've eaten or drunken.
Guess a while. If you don't mind, I'm going to kneel down watching you here and just say some minor prayers, if that's all right with you.
Oh yeah, it's fine with me.
Mr. Carlos. Sorry?
If Strahd's apparently using my eyes, then it might piss him off, but...
Is he using your eyes, you say? That's...
Well, that's what that's what Fibble just said to you a few seconds ago.
Alright.
Alex said that he was using my eyes.
I take out the sun sword. I kneel down.
Emilia scoots back as far as she can against the wall.
I lift it up and I
Which
activate
lights up the room?
Just leave it activated.
So yeah, so as the room would have been not dark, but dark enough. Oh, it's still on. So it's actually on there. Put you in the middle of the room here. So it lights up the room quite brightly. Small room. I would say Scathus is probably out to it enough that it probably wouldn't disturb him. Fibble, it might sort of disturb you initially because you've just started to go to sleep. So that bright light might sort of just brighten up the inside of your eyelids there. You might just turn your head. I mean, how you deal with it's up to you. Adok, I would say maybe disturbs you as well. Just briefly, not enough to wake you, but enough to maybe make you stir. Zadriel would probably find it comforting and would probably not stir at all. Just that radiant light.
And as I hold it sort of central between my, blade out. So I'm looking past the blade at Emilia the whole time I'm on my knees. And I start saying, DM, give me the strength to face this evil. DM, give me the insight to be wary and to help my friends. And I just sort of pray like that throughout my entire watch, just quietly to myself,
First things
at
first.
Emilia the whole time.
That sword is bright. With it that close to your face, you're going to be not seeing a whole lot much more than just the bright radiant light from the sword.
Okay.
It's bright light out to 20 feet, so it is. It's almost like looking into the sun, but it does not hurt your eyes.
Oh, cool.
It is a warm, radiant light. You would kind of see Emilia through it, but not clearly. You would definitely know where she is.
If I raised it up by that and it was that blinding, I'd sort of tilt it down so it wasn't too bad.
Like I said, it doesn't hurt the eyes, but it's definitely very, very bright.
Yeah, I want to be able to see her eyes.
Which you do so. And after maybe the first half hour or so, Emilia sort of relaxes a little bit, realizing you're not actually coming at her with the sword. And eventually, her eyes don't close, but she seems to be resting. She's not looking directly at you at this point, but her eyes are almost like half closed, which is kind of creepy to look at anyway. As you go through these words, do you just repeat it over and over again?
Yeah, I sort of do.
Or just go through it?
Carlos is just sort of making his own prayer up, yeah.
So during that first half hour, 45 minutes or so, as you're just going through the motions of these, you're new to this whole faith thing. It's a little strange. It feels a little odd. You're not quite used to it, but you get that sense of light sort of come into your being, if you will. You get a warm sensation that just sort of fills you within your chest cavity, and it warms up your neck and into your head, almost like the room is heating up to a nice, comfortable sort of 20-21 degrees, and it just stays like that for about 10 or 15 minutes. At one point, you swear you see a face in the window, just to your right. A gentle face, nothing, not really any distinguishing features, but just a light, like a very light, gentle face. You feel comfort at that. I need you to make a wisdom save for me, please.
Oh, wisdom, eh?
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Except for a 20.
So what's the total? Total 20?
Total 20.
Unfortunately, even a nat 20 is not quite enough to save you from this. You feel a pressure on your consciousness. As much as you feel the warmth of your deity right now, a darkness pushes against the back of your mind. And then you hear his voice. And he says, "Some hero. How many did you bring to this land? How many are you now? You said you would keep her safe. Failed." And that just trails off. And that darkness sticks in the back of your mind for a while, maybe a good 10 or 15 minutes, just pressing against the warmth that you're feeling. Very unnerving feeling. How you deal with that is up to you. I believe you know who he was referring to.
Yeah. Is Emilia still awake? You said she sort of laid her eyes to rest.
As you glance over at her, she is looking directly at you. But again, it is not her eyes that you see. These are piercing, red, yellow eyes. Eyes you've seen before.
I keep the sword trained on her and I lean in just a bit and I say, Emily, are you still there?
Emilia does not respond.
I look straight at his eyes through hers and I say, if that's the case, Mr. Strahd, and I have lost her, and you say that I cannot protect her any longer, then it is time for her to die.
Roll insight check for me, just quickly.
7.
The moment those words roll off your tongue, looking at Emilia with intent, flash of a halfling woman's face flashes in front of your eyes. Pink hair, bunny shoes.
Mirabelle?
And then it's gone. And then the realization hits you like a ton of bricks. He's not talking about Emilia.
He lied to us. He told us he'd sent her home. Was that what he said?
And I use the rest of my rest praying to the DM to contemplate my next move.
Duly noted. Perception check, please. For the remainder of your wash.
Where the fuck is perception? Under P, Bears.
You know, no nervous peeing in the room. Although you probably... There's an alarm set, so you probably kind of have to pee in the room.
11.
11. Again, nothing much else happens during the rest of the evening into the wee small hours before you're ready to wake Zadriel. You swear you might hear the noise of a large arachnid clomping around downstairs. Usual weird, wonderful sounds you'd hear in an old house at night. Creaking of old woods, the whistling of wind, the thunder in the distance. But eventually your watch comes to a finish. As you no doubtedly keep your eye on Emilia for the remainder of your watch, you glance after that sort of revelation, you glance back at her and her eyes have dipped once more almost to a close, no longer watching you. And your watch comes to a close. You are ready, and whenever you're ready to wake Zadriel.
I go over to Zadriel and I just give her a light shove on the shoulder and say,
Zadriel, are you awake?
I am now. Yes.
That's good. That's the whole point of waking you for a watch. The quick thing while you get your gear on or whatever it is. Is Emilia looking at us still, or she sort of drifted back off?
I would, as you look over, she looks like she's definitely not asleep, but she's resting. She probably isn't overly aware of what you're talking about from this distance, but she's...
Okay.
You've noticed over the last 2 or 3 nights, she doesn't really sleep, per se.
I keep it to a hushed whisper. I just say,
there's been some issues through the night. Adok saw Emilia's eyes change, and just, well, we can only assume Strahd. Fibbleston has this piece of stone or metal or something that looks like some foul symbol, and Emilia doesn't like it either, apparently. And also, on my watch, the Dark Lord I guess that's what you call him, the Dark Lord. He spoke to me saying, we failed to save her. I failed to save her. I thought he meant Emilia, and then he showed me a flash of, I think it was Mirabelle. Nonetheless, I think he's warning us that we are about to lose Emilia to his side, because she is channeling him directly. When I looked up, it was his eyes within hers that I saw.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all?
Adults' eyes change sometimes. Remember, they change. Like people's eyes change a lot.
Okay, well, I was pretty lucky that he showed me a flash of Mirabelle, because I was about to chop Emilia's head off.
You saw Mirabelle?
Well, just a quick flash of her face. It's hard to say with Strahd, the Dark Lord. He's very deceptive.
You think it's Emilia's fault, or?
I think she's channeling him. I think he is using her as a conduit for communication, or maybe not so much communication, but getting into our heads.
Okay.
You good with that?
As good as anyone could be waking up and hearing that, I suppose.
She's still bound. She's up and down, restless. Seems to be sleeping the next minute, eyes open, wide awake. Good luck, and wake me if you need anything. Do you want me to keep the sword alight?
I'm fine. There. Go to sleep.
Okay. 100% wake me if you need anything.
Okay.
By the way, have you got anything for hip pain?
I have wine.
Can I have I think my flasks are just about empty. Can I get a top up?
I give him my water and I tap it and I pass it over.
And I put the whole lot, as much as I can, down straight away.
Duly noted.
And then I go to sleep.
Which would be a little easier with a gullet full of wine. And the sword is deluminated.
I deluminize it.
So, Zadriel, is there anything in particular that you wish to do during your watch in the wee small hours of this morning?
I am going to look and stop at each person and look down at them, because he said something about Ardak and something about Feeble, and so I'm going to just stop at them and look and rest and stop at Emilia and kind of do the squat on your knees thing.
Yeah.
And watch her.
So one by one you move around the room. Skathis is out to it. He took a fair beating at the hands of these spectres. He was pretty rough, so he's sleeping like a baby. Maybe a little restless here and there, but doesn't seem to be disturbed by anything that's going on. You move over to Adok. Adok seems to be restless, tossing, turning. You get the impression that he's definitely not comfortable. Like he's sleeping, but very restless. Mumbles under his breath every now and again. Sort of hear him at one point. You hear him say Strahd's name, and in a way that would suggest that he's sort of maybe just worried, like almost like Strahd kind of thing. That whole worry. Fibble still seems to be resting relatively well, as Fibble normally always does. Again, probably I imagine Fibble would sleep almost like a dog would, but he'd be tinkering in his sleep. You sort of get the every now and again you sort of see him twitch and move, and you think, oh yeah, he's probably creating something magnificent in his sleep. And Karnos, obviously, he's only just gone down, so it takes him a little while, but he eventually drifts off with the wine fueled sleeping pill, definitely helping him gain rest. As you sort of work your way around to the room to where Emilia is laying bound, squat down on your knees, just looking at her. Her eyes are maybe 2/3 closed. She seems resting. You're not sure whether she's asleep or not. Seems to be. You watch her for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Anything else you wish to do, or was that just watching?
I'll keep going in a circle doing that, kind of like, just walking. Pacing.
So, a nervous pacing, concerned, just
casual,
general?
but I got my hammer around.
Okay.
Kind of just looking at them.
So, the first thing you notice, obviously, as you pick up your hammer, as you had that experience before you went to sleep with the hammer glowing in its radiant energy, the moment you pick it up, you take its weight. It feels maybe even a little lighter than usual. And your mind sort of casts back to what had happened, and it just feels positive to you. For the first time in 6 weeks, you feel the positivity of your deity once again, which is a good feeling. It's something you haven't had for some time. And as you walk around the room again, you do a bit of a double take as you pass Emilia, as she's looking directly at you. Eyes open, not moving, but she's looking at you. And as you sort of stop, do the double take, and then focus back to her, you see what Karnos had described. Those eyes, piercing, intense. You, more so than anyone in this group, know those eyes. You've had some up close and very personal views of his face. A shiver comes over you, uncontrollable. Just the thought of him in your mind is almost unbearable. And then you feel that pressure on the back of your consciousness once again. You almost cry out. The last time this happened to you, you lost control. He took over and made you do things that were unnatural to you. Something you never thought you would do was raise your hammer against an ally and a friend. Flashes of memory come to you, striding across that grassy area towards the road, towards your companions, hammer held high with intent on killing everyone. Knowing the thought was not yours, knowing the thoughts in your mind were not yours, knowing you could do nothing to stop it. That sort of wave of guilt washes over you. And then he says, "It will happen again. Count on it."
Zodriel steadies herself with a little bit of anger and just kneels on and squats again to Emilia. And says, "Are you jealous we are playing with another demon in your playpen and not you? Paladins kill your kind and wipe your entrails off their boots. You piece of shit."
You think you can rattle me?
Emilia knows that she will die, probably.
Oh,
You
that
will
is
not
certain.
own her.
Well, that is certain also. She was mine the moment you brought her to this land. Yet you did not know it at that point. You're supposed to save people, are you not? Poor Mirabelle. She trusted you all.
I'm going to save you too, Strahd, so sleep well.
It is not I that will need saving.
And I just smile at her. And
Emilia blinks at that point, and the eyes just flicker, and you're now staring into Emilia's eyes. Emilia, you sort of snap out of it. You don't know that anything's happened. Your eyes sort of focus, and Zadriel is about a foot away from your face,
Smiling.
just staring into your eyes and smiling.
Good morning.
Emilia?
Yeah. Yeah. What's the matter?
You sleeping well?
Best sleep of my life.
Strahd is talking through you.
Apparently he's already done that tonight.
You remember when you said we might have to end your life?
Yes.
How do you feel about that again?
I prefer you didn't, but you might have to.
Do you want to be taken control of by Strahd?
He didn't get up and hurt anyone, did he?
Oh, he's trying to get us to hurt you.
Yeah. Maybe if you kill me, that's exactly what he wants.
Probably.
So maybe it'd be better for you to not kill me, and then that would really piss him off.
I see what you're doing.
I was going to get someone to make a roll there, but I don't think it's necessary.
Obvious.
I was thinking maybe insight, but I think Zadriel gets the picture. She's begging for her life in a very passively aggressive manner.
You are my friend, Emilia, but sometimes I have to save my friends in ways that they might not like, but I don't want to be able to do that.
Well, just do me a favour. If it comes to it, hit me like you did last time, and I won't remember you hitting me the second time.
If it's me, yeah, it might not be me. Maybe it will be Scathers punching you in the face. Huh?
I'd rather feel your hammer again than be anywhere near that sword that Karnas has. She's pointing at Karnas. No, she's not pointing at Karnas.
Actually,
Within her shackles, she's pointing at shackles.
Speaking of said hammer, how close to Emilia is the hammer? Where is the hammer at this point? Because you were pretty close to Emilia.
Squatting in front of her face, they'd be holding it like the hammer like that. So
you'd say within
it's fairly close.
5 feet, like 5, 6, like 5 or 6 feet. Emilia, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
20. Is it still
Still +3. The sun is still down.
23.
It's very close to sun up, so 23. Do not take any damage, but you feel the radiant energy emanating off that warhammer. This new boon that Zadriel has received has infused her warhammer with more radiant energy than just when she infuses it herself. It is now emanating a radiant aura. Not close enough to do any damage, but it is warm and you do not like it.
Yes. I don't want to get done by his sword, and don't accidentally leave your hammer on my back in the middle of the night either.
It's probably
me with it.
It's probably at this point, Zadriel, that you realise sort of what she's getting at. Just sort of realising what you know about your hammer and sort of her nature, knowing what she is becoming, and the approximation of your hammer at this point.
So I'll get up from the squat and walk back casually, but I'll say, Emilia, if we are going to take out Strahd, take out as many as you can. Die a hero's death. Huh? Not us. Them.
I was gonna say I was sort of afraid that's exactly what he wants.
No.
Um,
Of them. Get some sleep. But think about it.
And
Alright.
with that, I'll get Zadriel to roll a perception check as Emily, you turn to try and get what little rest. You don't really need it. You know you're going to feel like shit in an hour or so anyway. You feel way better at night as it is. So you know what's coming. You know the sun's on its way up. You can now feel the sun rising. And it's not a very nice feeling. 8. Fully engrossed in conversation and with the feelings of guilt and dread and all that sort of stuff that had washed over you previously, you don't really notice anything. Again, you hear off in the distance that rolling thunder, the sounds of the house, and as the first rays of sunlight, albeit gloomy and grey as it is always in Barovia, start to fill the room, you wait until people's eyes start to flicker. Skathis is probably one of the first to wake as he's had a full night's rest. Everyone, you are now long rested, so you can put your long rest down. All spell slots have been regained. All max HP has been regained. Emilia, you are back to your -3
Do
for
I
the daytime.
remove the exhaustion level?
Yes, you do, Skathis. Karnos, you will only remove your exhaustion if you do not bleed for Emilia this day.
No, I believe I will not because I am in a lot of pain still.
So you are still at 1 level of exhaustion. So as you all eventually come to wake, Skathis, Adok, Emilia's awake anyway, Zadriel, you're awake, Bibble, Karnos, you're all slowly wake for the day. And the day is yours. New day in Barovia. You're unsure of what day it is. You know you've been here for several weeks. But the day is now yours to continue your journey and exploration of the Argynvost Manor.
So I got something about Mirabella as well, Carlos.
Oh, what did you get?
Just poor Mirabelle. So I feel like she is no longer alive.
Oh no, so we were lied to.
No, and Emilia will
No,
probably kill us. So
Wait, you actually believed Strahd when he said he sent her home?
Well, at that time I was assuming he was nicer than we thought. He was trying to come across reasonably nice at the beginning.
Didn't Strahd say he freed her? Not sent her home, but freed her?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, maybe misconstrued by us.
Now, since everyone's awake, I gotta show you guys something, and I don't really care what Adok or Zadriel. It's more about Skathis and Zadriel. I need you to tell me what you see when you look at this, and I pull out.
You pull out the piece of metal.
The piece of metal.
So Zadriel, you see your opposing god, the god of death's sigil. Skathis, you don't really have a deity as such. I mean, you spent time at a monastery. I do not remember you stating what or who they served. Did they serve anyone in particular that you remember?
They probably did, but I wasn't interested.
Okay, so for you, the fact you are a red tiefling and are a Asmodean tiefling, you are born of Asmodeus, the archdevil of the Nine Hells, you would probably see a very holy symbol, maybe that of either Lathander or maybe Mystra, but it would be a very holy symbol. Something that really it doesn't. You don't hate it, but you definitely don't show any favor to it at all.
I walk over to Feeble and grab him by the throat, like you know how you shake a dog when you want to get a treat out of his mouth, and I'm like, "What are you doing with that? Give me that!" And I throw it across the room because I've just seen Strahd be somebody else, so you know.
Here's
People
my
go,
thing.
"Ah!" that works.
Put it down.
And I let it go, and I go, but Z, what if Strahd has the same reaction? He's got to believe in some god, or maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think by now Fibble has worked it out that people are seeing something that they are extremely opposed to. With the rolls you made previously and Zadriel's reaction, and with the description of what Karnos saw, pretty certain Fibble's worked it out that what they're seeing is not what he's seeing, and it's something to do with deities and gods, and yeah, and it's generally pretty negative.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird piece of metal. You can put me down now.
Hang on a minute. Mr. Stib, did you say what we're seeing is different things?
Yeah, well, Adok, me, and Skaith. No, yeah, Adok and me see it as a lump of metal because that's what it fucking is. You see it as this.
What does Adok see it as? Because I can't remember whether he saw it as a lump of metal or because he doesn't have a deity. I know that.
No, it doesn't have a deity. But I was about to say, as Adok walks over, he'd pick it up and it would shift between sort of like two idols.
Goblin
at that
idols?
point- Sorry?
Goblin idols?
No, it's it's different. It's orcish of nature. Which he would pick it up and go, what does everyone know about Grumish?
It's an interesting game.
Right, so I'm taking that you are not seeing an eye that's blinking every now and then.
No, I see a lump of metal.
Anyone else? What you seen?
Put people down. And I see the god of death.
What's that look like to you?
Like a triangle with a skull.
Oh, that's what I see.
I pull out the little piece of paper and I say, like this one. And
What are you doing with drawings of him? Give me that.
research?
Oh, hang on, Scapus, what do you see?
I see something I don't like.
Adok's going to cast Detect Magic as he's holding this rod.
This is an interesting one because are the dark gifts magic? I'll just have to do. I'd say it would be. I would say yeah. As you cast Detect Magic, obviously all those other things that you guys have on your possession that are magical in nature would also show an arcane signature. This particular item also gives off an arcane signature. And I would say it's probably transmutation magic.
Yeah.
Ability to obviously alter its form and shape.
With that, Adok's not going to say anything, but he's just going to toss it back to Fibble and then laugh. He's going to walk back.
I'm just wondering if, like, it's an interesting metal. It really is. I wonder if you made something of it. Oh, maybe made a dart out of it and threw it at someone and it stuck in them and they think that their polar opposite god is actually attacking them. Would that kill them? Or freak them out? I don't know about gods. What do you reckon, Z? As I'm shoving it back in my bag.
Like a probe people's innards with bad gods. No.
But it's not
Let's
bad.
finish.
It's a
We
lot
have-
of metal.
We have to focus on this place. We're supposed to bring
Okay.
light to it.
Tell you what, though.
I'm gonna go unlock Emilia and then start putting all the chains and stuff into Karnos's bag because
Got to make
Okay,
sure they're
Doc.
weighted right.
Yeah, make sure you move that one just to the left a little, but more to the right.
no, I'll put them all, nice and neat, like wrap them on the floor and then wrap them with so that they're perfectly weighted, and then just slightly askew one side.
Make a perception roll, Karnos. And because you're exhausted, this will be at disadvantage.
Yeah. If I don't bleed for her today, will I gain that back? Did you say?
If you do bleed for her, you would keep it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You're not exhausted if you don't bleed for her. So
Yes, I'm not.
not
going to.
exhausted. So yeah, okay.
Oh, so I'm not exhausted.
No.
Right.
Yeah, the exhaustion
Oh,
would remain if you bled for her this morning because you bled for the night before. If you did it again this morning to keep it going through this day, you would gain a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, Karnos is definitely, especially after the previous last game, like just before we went to sleep, he felt like she was doing something to him, even though she may not have been. So he's weary now, and he's sore, and he's sort of relating that as well. So
yeah. So you said you had reduced your movement speed because of the pain as well.
correct, I'm at
That is
25.
okay. Cool. So you are not exhausted because you have not bled for Emilia in this day. So if you bleed for her within this next 24-hour period, you'll gain a level of exhaustion.
My perception check was 8 because my pain in my hip is more detrimental to me than the weight of my
Okay.
backpack.
So yeah, so you don't I'd say you probably don't even really notice. Not yet. It probably will come to you later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fibble, for putting that in my pack for me.
As I've finished donning my armor and getting my shield.
Right. So, is there anything else you guys wish to discuss or talk about before you continue your search of Argynvost Manor? Mark off rations for all those for the last 24 hours. Emilia, have you
fed
been...
everyone last night.
Oh, you did too. So that lasts for
stuff will
24
still be
hours, yeah.
there. Yeah, it lasts for 24 hours.
So you'll be right till this
Doesn't
following
taste very
evening.
good, but it will keep you happy.
So
shut up and eat
Emilia,
it.
actually, with create food and water, you would not be able to sustain Emilia, unfortunately.
No,
so
unless she eats hay.
Emilia, you would have had enough of Karnos's blood the night before to probably get you through this next 24-hour period. After that, it's gonna, probably by tonight you're gonna start feeling it again. So you're okay for the moment. Unless you have any other stores on you or you're willing to ask anyone else for assistance. Completely up to you.
I don't suppose anyone else would want to give me some blood to drink.
Nope.
You want my
No.
blood?
Was Carlos's blood smells the best, but I tasted everyone else's, and so, well, not everyone else's, but some of the others. It will sustain me.
Not quite as well as Karnos's, but it will help, definitely.
Give my wrist.
I
want to see if you can drink the blood of anathema.
Carlos, can you show her how to do that, and then just give me a shot to see if I can drink it?
I am not draining myself into a bottle like a wine flask for you. Just drink it.
You want me to buy you?
Do it. You have tiny little teeth. It can't hurt that bad. A little
Okay.
mosquito.
Emily is going to go up to Zadriel, and she is going to bite her wrist.
No need to roll. Yep. So no need to roll to hit. Been offered. Zadriel, you will take 2 points of piercing damage as she pierces the skin on your wrist, right, pretty much right on the artery. Emilia, you start to drink. It feels good, like the feeling you get when consuming another living creature's blood is intoxicating. This is not as much as human blood. You know that human blood is the best. It is, for some reason, human blood just is better than any other race. Zadriel's blood is relatively sweet. Flows well. Zadriel, you feel her gulping down the mouthfuls as she starts to drain the blood from your body. Emilia, I need you to roll a wisdom save to see if you can stop, because it's good. It's warm. It's thick.
I'm gonna use an advantage, whatever the heck it is. Chance of advantage. I actually use a dice this time.
So you have an advantage, so that's a re-roll. You must take the second roll.
I'm sure I've got shitloads of them. I've never used them.
I think from my count, you've got about 9 or 10.
Yeah, Lux and Inspires.
Yep.
I'd just like to note that as Adok is watching this, he's definitely grabbed a dart out of his backpack.
Okay.
And approaching.
Zadriel is watching all the rest of them like...
Yeah. What is your roll, Emilia?
13.
13. That is low.
It is low.
You are unable to stop. You continue to drink. Zadriel, you have the opportunity now. You realize that she is not stopping.
What's health like 3?
That one, that's a good one to give a mate. That one there, if I remember rightly.
For the next hour, he gets saving throw bonuses, I think it was.
Yes, you get advantage on all saving throws for the next hour.
Does that include the one that I just
No, it does not, unfortunately. So you will fail this one. But as you continue to drink, Zadriel, you are going to suffer 8 points of necrotic damage as she continues to drink. And I'll need you to make a strength save to try and push her off.
With Adok waiting there with the dart and others of us watching, would we be able to aid her seeing this?
Yeah.
What you would see, you'd better react after the fact. What you see at the moment, she's drinking. You can see maybe a little look of concern across Zadriel's face, and then she'll attempt to push her off. Okay. If this then fails, then you guys will get your reactions.
Cool.
24 plus 5 for 29. But I'm like, Emilia, stop! I'm warning you.
And you would have to physically break the grip, which you are able to do so with a 29 quite easily. Emilia, as you're pushed away, you release your grip, realizing shit, I should have stopped, and you sort of recoil back a little bit. Blood running down your chin, the taste of it in your mouth is just again intoxicating, even though it's not human blood. You normally feel really, really lethargic the last couple of days during the day. This has revitalized you somewhat. You're still at a -3 on your saves and everything, but you're good for the remainder of this day and probably partly into the next day with the amount that you've taken. Zadriel, you will not get a level of exhaustion, but you've definitely taken a little bit of damage and probably learnt a little bit of a valuable lesson on letting a vampire feed direct from the vein for next time, maybe.
Hopefully you are good for the day now, yeah?
Sorry, I meant to stop, but then I didn't.
And then just look at all the rest of them like you guys are seeing this, right?
I want to investigate Emilia's back.
her back. What
Yes.
for specifically?
To see if she's growing wings.
Okay, roll investigation. As you sort of, I mean, you're a bit short, so you'll still have to get around the back and have a quick sort of squiz. But
18. And because it's an ability check, skill check, I'm going to add a flash of genius.
okay. So that puts you over 20. So
Yeah.
she doesn't
20.
appear. She doesn't
Great.
appear to be growing wings.
No.
She has a little bit of a flush of color in her skin though, which is something that she's been very, very pale recently, but having a decent amount of blood seems to have flushed her skin with a little bit of color. Not much, but it's noticeable.
Maybe later she'll grow the wings.
So Adok, Karnos, and Skatus, you would have all been standing by, and you would have seen the look of concern on Zadriel's face. And then obviously the look that she regave you after Emilia was forced off. Karnos, I would assume, pulled out and activated the Sun Sword, which I heard.
Yep.
So that would definitely have happened. Adok, you had your dart ready, and as you see Zadriel push her off, you probably afforded the ability to relax just a little. And I would say probably just a little. I mean, I'd say you're all going to be a little on edge because of what you've just seen. A little unnerving. I would say probably the first time any of you have seen the up-close feeding of a vampire, even if it was offered. So it's probably a little weird, to say the least. And we're going to take a break right there before we start exploring the house. So we're going to take a pee break, guys. 2 or 3 minutes. Chat, welcome. Glad you could stop by and hang out with us tonight. My name was Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand. We're doing the Curse of Strahd module from Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And we have some cool people playing. We'll probably, before we get going after this, just because we've probably got a few new people in chat every now and again, we'll get these guys to reintroduce themselves and their characters before we set out back into Argynvost Manor. Just a quick recap on the story as it is. We had a group of adventurers that had been sent a letter, or one of them had been sent a letter asking for aid in this place of Barovia, a burgomaster looking for aid for his daughter. That individual recruited several other adventurers to join him, and then they found themselves in Barovia. So once there, they travelled around, they picked up another companion in their travels heading towards the Barovian village, and since that time they have been trying to find a way home, trying to find out what is happening in this land, and have met the Dreadlord Strahd, who has definitely let them know that he is not to be trifled with. So we basically, this team is still looking for artifacts and allies to aid them in destroying this Dreadlord and to find a way home. Prot, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Awesome, dude. Officially part of the management. Nice. I'm going to be right back. I need to pee real bad, so bear with me. Hang out for a second. We'll be back very shortly. And I'm back. Ooh, it was getting warm in here. Take the jersey off. Ooh. More lockdowns in Australia. Whew. So, chat, welcome back. Well, welcome back for me. You locked down for another week. Whew. You're in Victoria. Right.
Yay!
Yay,
Yes, we just got
Victoria.
out of lockdown 5.5.
Now you're into 6 and then 6.5 and
Well,
so
no,
forth
we
and
haven't
so
got
on.
it- Well, the last one was the 6th, but we didn't really get out of the 5th one yet completely, so
Aye.
5.5.
Yeah, you're not right. You're not wrong there, bro. I think Cam's going to be in lockdown for the next 3 years at that rate.
Yeah, New South, they're really getting bad. I think we're going to start building a wall.
Mate, the Tasmanians pay for it.
Why would we pay? No, the Queenslanders, they can pay for it.
Oh no, Tasmanians. I'm sure.
Yeah, why not?
I'm
Yeah.
sure Mina and Grim would be happy to pay. Oh look, Mina's in the chat. I knew that would get a rise.
Apparently she pays for enough. And, hey, Mina.
What's up, Magic Mina? Hey guys. Just waiting on Trashy and Mr. Addock to get back. When we get back, like I said, we'll get everyone. We'll go around the crew here and get them all to reintroduce themselves and introduce their characters, just for the newbies. Any newbies in the chat? Before we set off and continue the search of the Argynvosta Manor. Oh, you're new. Well, you kind of are. I mean, you're old but new. Hey, Grim. What's up, dude? All right. So, since everybody has returned, except for Drax. Drax, you there? Oh, there he is. You sit back and you disappear. Not sure if you're there half the time. So, we're going to just... I'll start with the Skype, with top of the Skype. So, Mr. Sadiq, if you could introduce yourself and reintroduce your character as well, please, to the viewers.
Yeah, I'm Evldoa, a rock gnome artificer who's insane, but not quite insane.
Insane, but not quite insane. I'd say very, very insane.
Okay, well, insane in the membrane. He's, fun to play because I can say whatever the fuck I like and it works.
So, pretty much. So there is what Evldoa looks like.
Yes, he's he's 3'5". Sorry, I lied before. He's 145 years old.
5 years, give or take. Who really gives a shit?
Yeah, and he's got brown and green hair with green tipped hair because of an accident in a lab. That a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that is for Evldoa. Trashman, we reintroduce your character, please.
My character Scathus, a red tiefling. No wings because they've been cut off, thanks to the monks he resided with. He's 28 years of age. That's for the other people that are playing. But yeah.
He does have some distinctive characteristics, however. Iskix, yeah. He has a very scaled skin. He has a tail. He has cat-like eyes, which is unusual for tieflings. So you don't normally have more humanish eyes, but his eyes are very cat-like. And his teeth are rather sharp as well. But that is our Scathus.
Not that he shows them that much.
No, he doesn't speak often.
Or smile often.
Kanos.
Well, hello, I am Carnos. I'm about 5'6" with shoulder-length blonde hair. Well, it used to be. It's kind of greyish now. I wear a light chainmail, no hood. I try to keep it shiny, but it's got some battle marks. I have 2 leather belts and 2 shoulder belts loaded with daggers and hand axes, and I have a slight limp when I walk. Otherwise, I'm fairly fit and very heroic. Also, I like to drink from one of each of my flasks when I drink. I try to keep everything evenly balanced because it makes for a better fighter.
I'm going in the order of my camps, so no, we haven't skipped that out yet. Emilia.
I'm a ginger girl, and my age is unknown at this point in time. And I'm turning into a vampire.
Pretty much. Human druid. Currently dying.
Yeah.
But that is young Emilia, ginger kid.
I do have
Adok.
green eyes.
You do have green eyes in there, yeah. Let's notice that. Oh,
It's in the mine.
well. Green, blue, they're all changing colour now, doesn't really matter. Adok the Grey.
Oh, just like that, mentioned his name. Adok is definitely grey. He is a bald, 3.5 feet tall goblin. He's quite skinny and raggedy. He's got yellow split eyes. He's got absolutely no hair on his body whatsoever. Sharp, jagged, pointed teeth. Just a real golem looking motherfucker. He acts before he thinks a lot of the time, and tends to run his mouth a bit too much without thinking about
and a
situations.
chicken shit to boot.
And yeah, terrified of a lot of things. He's a merchant, or was a merchant. He's now trapped in his lands and trying to learn how to survive. He's been here a lot longer than all the rest of the party members, and have somehow managed to not be killed yet. Yet,
being the operative word there. And lastly, but not leastly, Miss Zadriel.
Hello. Zadriel Siran is a Azima paladin, rather tall, and she has a clockwork hammer and a clockwork shield saying Carpe Diem because she worships the god Diem. So.
The mighty DM. Don't you forget it. But that is our players, ladies and germs.
I would have gone pain in the ass DM, but hey.
Hey, well, Skathix can die tonight, you know that. But as we say, we have Mr. Sadiq playing Pibblestead. We have Trashman playing Skathis. Baz, or Albazim in the chat, playing Karnos. Drax, one of my mods, playing the Emilia. Roastin' Chicken in the chat. Most of you would have seen the name Roastin' Chicken in chat. That is Adok, and Yanti1, who we do Stormlord's Wrath with on Fridays, is Zadriel. So we will turn it back over to you guys now, as you have made your morning rituals. Emilia's had a drink, probably a little more than she was supposed to, but she had a drink nonetheless. And it is now over to you to continue your search of the Argynvost Manor for goodies and allies.
Zadriel will wrap a bandage around her wrist with some cloth and say, should we check the other room down the hallway, maybe?
Yeah. Are we sure that we've found everything here that is in this room, though?
Did we investigate this room?
Pretty sure you did a pretty good search when you came in.
No, I'm just wondering if like anyone's seen anything, or done anything, had an interesting sort of morning or wake up.
Zadriel looks around her bed and pack.
Ah, yes. I finally get what you're talking about. My bad.
Do I find any?
You do, indeed. You find a small trinket of sorts. You recognise the depiction of the trinket next to your pack. Well done, Adok. Well done.
Look at this. The DM was here in this building. This is amazing.
Yeah, he was the DM. That's right. He's wonderful and stuff. He's glorious. You should press it in the middle right there.
What?
What? No, it's just a DM. Did you hear that, Carlos? He spoke to me last night and he said, you know, you should press it because it was like a gift because it's, you know, apparently something that you guys do. He imparted it. It was the DM. It wasn't me that built it. That I didn't.
Did he speak to you? What did he sound like?
Oh, you know, like Holy was like, yeah, I love you and stuff and light and everything was great and joy and happiness.
I don't even think you need to roll insight. I think that's pretty freaking obvious.
Cool bullshit, Your Honor.
Does it have something it looks like we pressed? Otherwise, I'm just gonna squeeze it.
Even squeezing it, I think it would work. What does it say, Adok?
Yeah, literally, as soon as you press it in the middle.
In the voice.
It says, "The light of the DM will always be with you, Zadriel."
And it kind of sounds like Adok, but kind of not.
Zadriel, it could be the loss of blood or the dizziness. She starts to cry and she like grabs Adok and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that DM got this for me. It's so sweet."
Yeah, alright. I can't feel my lungs.
Kiss him on his forehead.
No, I'm not. Help me, Carlos. I can't breathe.
Carlos leans in and goes, Adok, when you were talking to the DM, was it through Emilia? Did her eyes change?
Oxygen, help.
So nice.
He's turning bluesy. You might want to put him down. Although that's a funny colour when it goes with grey.
Put him down.
What? No. What would you say? No. Yeah. Yes. Emilia, great. Troublesome. We should find those flowers, Fibble.
Oh yeah, flowers.
Just like when I bought him a new bear. It's so sweet.
Who?
What? Nothing. Let's go.
Okay.
Why won't it do the thing? Here we go. Now you can control your characters.
All right.
Did we actually look in this room over here? Why isn't it working? There we go.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
No, we did not.
Do we want to?
Emilia, do you want to go first?
Oh, wait a minute. There's a brick wall right where I'm standing now, isn't there?
It's gone.
Ah, okay, cool.
Emilia just strolls on in. In this room, tattered and faded drapes cover the windows of this circular room. Empty torch sconces line the walls. Broken bunk beds and armor stands are strewn across the floor. Very, very similar to the room you just came from. It's the armor stands, some are broken, some are still intact, where armor would have either been hung or weapons hung. You get the impression this was another sort of dorm room for the Knights of the Order of the Silver Dragon.
All right, where to from here?
Maybe we check the other side. I think there's some stuff across the way.
I'm gonna look in here.
There's a big double door here.
So, Emilia, you looking around that room, are you?
8 for investigation in that room.
With an 8, it's a little low. Under one of the mattresses, a broken, rotten mattress, you just see a sparkle of light. Like something glinting, or something like if it was hit with direct sunlight, it was just a quick glint of glass.
I'll reach in and grab it, I guess.
As you reach in, you pull out a small bottle containing what looks to be a silverish grey liquid. As you give it a bit of a shake and swirl, it sort of almost like it disappears inside the bottle as it swirls. And as it sits still, it starts to sort of come into view again. It's a really weird looking thing, but intact. Stoppers in it.
Excellent.
Not entirely sure what it is, but
I'll sort of follow the group wherever the heck they went.
I'll move you to them.
Playing with it.
If you keep following, you'll see them as you follow around.
There we go.
We
It's
waited.
Amelia.
Alrighty.
So you move back round to the main hall. As you get into this area here, you look down over the small balcony, which you can see back down to the main hall where you first entered the house.
Is anyone opposed?
Here you have
Sorry.
a stairwell. Sorry, I'll just finish off what we got here. You saw it earlier. They got a stairwell at the end of the hall here. Obviously, oh crap, a double door there. Couldn't have opened that. Anyway, you got a statue down here and a curtain. Well, statues there, sorry. But you got a thick, heavy curtain just down here.
Is anyone opposed to me opening this door? Should I search it for trap-like items first?
Yes, you should investigate it to make sure that we don't all get killed by the door.
A fireball or ghosts. Everyone stand back. Tell me when you're ready.
Ready?
All right,
Shoot.
I'm going to investigate this door.
Roll investigation.
21.
Pretty good investigation. You look over the door frame, the doors, the handles. No apparent mechanical mechanisms that would lead you to believe that the door is trapped in any way.
In that case, I shall open said door. It seems to be safe. I shall head in if you like.
So, you seem to have found another bedroom. Contents of this room are draped in cobwebs. Between curtained windows stands a black marble hearth with a sculpted mantelpiece, above which hangs a framed portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man with a wry smile and thick mane of thistledown hair. Opposite the fireplace is a large bed with rotting mattress and wooden posts, carved to resemble dragons. Across from the double doors stands a tall wardrobe. Its doors are hanging open, revealing dark, empty cavity. The only other piece of furniture in this room is an overstuffed leather chair that faces the hearth.
We should have stayed in here. This looks much nicer.
Yeah, we were pretty stuffed last night, so
Adria will go check this dresser.
Okay, roll investigation. As you walk past the hearth and actually you glance up at the portrait, it's quite large. And at the bottom of the portrait is a neatly carved label. And it just says Lord Argynvost.
Oh.
You find nothing in the wardrobe.
Waste of an nat 20.
You find nothing but dust and small spiders and just general nothingness.
This must have been his room.
DM, did you say the picture was hanging above the fireplace?
It is above the fireplace, yes.
Ad hoc, if I lift you up, can you investigate the picture for, I don't know, switches, secrets? Maybe it slides across to hide a safe.
Yeah, you know what? Why not? Yeah, lift me up.
So I lift Adok up.
No
to
need for a strength
examine
check.
the picture.
I mean, I'd say he's light enough for you to lift up.
no.
Investigation, Adok, please. Excuse me.
Oh
Oh no.
I've got a 10, but I'm gonna use Flash of Genius
Okay.
to make it a 13.
That's all you need. It's just a picture. You don't, as you run your hand sort of around the bottom and up the sides, you can't get all the way to the top, even with Carnos's help. It's a large picture, but you sort of peering behind it, and it doesn't seem to be anything there. No switches, no pressure pads. It's just a large portrait of this man.
Is the person in the picture the person I saw upstairs?
Roll insight.
As Emily is doing that, Adult just says, "Unfortunately, my friend, nothing is it's just a badly drawn picture."
What'd you roll?
5.
Yeah, you're not sure. Probably not, though.
Emily's too busy swirling the bottle she's holding.
I gently let Adok down by not being gentle. I just chuck him over onto the bed. Hey Adok, remember that time I threw you through the wall? Hit.
Wait.
And you land on the bed, and the bed collapses under your weight because it's rotten, has been here for a long time. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, crap. Sorry, my friend.
As you probably just like bump your hip or something on a piece of wood.
Alright, next time that you want to do that, just make sure that I know you're about to do it, because that hurt, alright?
I apologise, and I walk over to him. I put my hand on his shoulder and I says, "But the DM is with us," and I heal him for 1 point.
Well done.
With the mention, go ahead, Adok.
No.
With the mention of the DM and just looking at Emily as swirling a potion, Adria goes to the window to look out, but says to herself, "DM, should we kill Emilia?"
Ooh. Is this your dark gift in play?
Oh yeah, this is so good.
Yes. So no one can hear me, but I'm just looking outside.
Okay, I will DM you in Discord.
You will DM?
DM will DM you in Discord.
The DM will DM the DM.
Yep.
I got the DM.
Carry on.
Emilia, what do you have there?
Oh.
I don't know, it's a weird bottle thing. I found it in that last room we checked after you guys all left.
Give me a look.
And he hands it to Fribbleson. But when you swirl it, it all disappears. And then when you leave it, it all comes back.
So I swirl it. Ah. And it all comes back. So,
Probably a potion of invisibility. Maybe.
Yeah. Or it could be a potion of mirror self.
Or it could be a potion of disappearing water.
Or it could just be... Ooh, actually, it could be something else completely different, and that would make it deadly.
But maybe Emily should drink it then. Because if she dies, that's like problem solved.
But if she dies, doesn't that make her come back as the...
Yeah, but then we could just kill her again. And oh, you've still got my holy oil. Can I get that back?
What holy oil?
Bibble. It's my oil. Alright, I just want it back, yeah?
Alright, so I start digging through my pouch, and I give him a yellow potion. Is that it?
I don't know what this is, but it's definitely not my oil. But I tell you what, I'll take it anyway, and I still want my oil back.
So, did anyone actually check the potion, or are you just speculating what it is?
I haven't checked it. I'll check it now, though.
Does Emily allow Fibble to check it?
Oh, she
Yeah,
gave
well,
it.
Oh, she gave it to you? Okay.
Yeah.
So roll your alchemy with your proficiency.
Investigation or
You're proficient with alchemy though, eh?
yeah.
Yep. So just roll. What would that be? Yeah, roll investigation. Add your proficiency.
We should have just left it as speculation. That would have been
Just
way
the
better.
Yeah,
Just
would have been cool.
Okay,
Ad hoc, yes.
that is 15 from a natural 1.
Whew.
Jesus. Just yeah, a quick question. I don't know how long it's been because the tech magic only lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the tech magic it would have probably been on the tail end of it, so it would have been showing up as magical.
Yeah.
But with the 15, even with the 15, you'd figure out what it is, and yeah, you're pretty certain it's a potion of invisibility.
Awesome. And I'll give that to Ad hoc as well. Okay, you'll probably use this. Although, you're a sneaky prick already, and I take it back.
What is it?
It's a potion of kill Emilia if she asks the stupid questions again. No, it's a potion of invisibility. That's why I'm taking it, because, well, actually, just goes.
That's alright. I'll just sit here swirling it for the next 6 days. So.
Right.
Adoc's still gonna be waiting for his holy oil with it.
Yeah, I'll give you that back too. And the one I gave you was the potion of swiftness.
Oh. Okay.
We should probably check the other rooms, eh? After all of you.
All right. It's probably safer that I open each room if you all stand back. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, the last time Skaters did it, we almost all died.
I shall check every space. Which way are we going? Up the stairs? Down the stairs? Oh, there's a corridor, isn't there?
Open, close, open,
know.
close, open, close, open, close.
Why are you guys slamming doors?
You're all playing with the doors.
It's dark. It's
We
suffering.
can't get out the bloody thing.
Look, if you kids don't stop playing with those doors.
All right, team. I can't also wait till everyone's here. Choice, left or right door?
Skater, is she coming or are you staying there?
What's behind the curtain?
Ignore the
there.
man. Ignore the man behind the
Not
curtain.
on. Oh, Ad hoc, are you coming or are you staying?
Yes, I am coming. I'm just doing D&D Beyond stuff.
So try and keep everyone together. Right. So you notice a door in the wall. Behind you is a thick curtain. Just it's moth-eaten. As Skathis, you want to move from that corner just for a second? Just move back one square. Thank you. Need to better click on one of my books. Red velvet curtain hangs in front of this alcove. It's thick, like almost 3 or 4 times thicker than a regular curtain. It's moth-eaten and worn. You can sort of see through a couple of one. There's a big tear in it. You can see there's nothing behind there, just windows. But it looks like it might have housed something at some point. Long, probably looted by people over the years.
People, you little go in there.
Eh?
Go look in the window.
But I'm little.
And push him into the curtain.
It's heavy. You sort of you fall through it. Well, not really fall through it. You push through it, and there's 3 small windows. It's a little alcove. Nothing really interesting there. The one thing you do notice though is you sort of, if you come back out and push the curtain to one side, it seems to automatically close again. Like it's just, it might be weighted that way.
It's
He's-
very windy out that window.
I know, right? Yeesh.
Yeah, just weird sounds flying past too. What was that?
So we have a choice. If the curtain is just a window, door to my left or door to my right.
So you have a door there and a door there. So
Yeah, it's
Adok,
open.
Apparently, Skathis
Adok.
just went straight
No,
through.
that
the
was
door.
Adok.
It was Adok.
That was
That was
Adok.
Adok.
Yeah, he just pushes past, opens the
Adok
door.
pushes past. As you step in, Adok, you hear squelch under your feet. And as you sort of look in, as the light spills into the room, rainwater has seeped through the cracks in the ceiling and sort of has left a large puddle of water sitting in this room. It fills almost half the room. The room is relatively empty. It's been thoroughly looted over the years. The floor is spongy and soft. You'd get the impression that anyone bigger than you walking into this room would possibly go through this floor. It's pretty unstable.
Great. And with that, Adok would reopen the door that someone shut on him and walk back through. Fucking hell.
Having problems with the door. Hang on.
Just so everybody knows whether they've noticed or not,
Devil.
I'm rather quiet and taking a step back from the action,
Okay.
not wanting to go.
Yeah, people would notice Skathis is being... He's hanging right towards the back.
Yeah, Adok will walk back out from that room, close the door quietly, turn around and say, alright, so walking ahead of places is probably not a good idea. If it was anyone else, probably would have fell through that floorboard. Very dangerous, very wet, rotten wood. Just don't walk in there.
All right.
So is a cupboard?
Pretty much. I don't know. Yeah, I got no idea. Just wet. It's just real wet everywhere. It's all moist.
The bathroom.
Yeah.
Alright, Ganos, open it up.
First, I shall investigate this door for traps. I'm investigating the floor and the door right in front of me for traps.
Investigate away.
Oh, well, a 9, bit low that time.
Bit low. As far as you're aware, it's A-okay.
Seems pretty good. I'm not finding anything here. Through the door I go. I said, through the door I go. Who was opening and closing the damn door?
You keep opening it. Right, it's
haven't
open.
touched it.
It's open. It's good.
I don't know. I never clicked the door.
I clicked it open and you must have clicked it and clicked it closed.
I didn't click it at all. I was trying to walk forward with the arrow key. And it
Yes,
did not work.
so just so we are clear, guys, let the person in front of the door open the doors. No one else click on the door.
Right, what's going
Just so we don't get any more of this confusion. So what you see in there, Karnos, is it's the alcove above the chapel. So it's a wooden balcony that overhangs the mansion's chapel. Exquisitely carved wooden throne rests just to your right there. Between the two doors, narrow archways lead two spiral staircases, which you saw from beneath you, which had caved in. You're not sure how far up it caved them downstairs. You're not sure if you can get up these ones or not, but they are there. Hanging from high in the ceilings is an iron chandelier with candle holders in the shape of tiny silver dragons. But other than that, that is what you see as you sort of look out towards sort of this area here. Is the three large windows, the one broken one with the mists still sort of seeping into the chapel below, and filling this whole area is kind of foggy and misty, just as it kind of fills the room.
That chair that's in the centre of the area, does it look so that if you were to sit on that chair, it would look directly down at the altar? Is it?
It does, yes.
Zadriel,
What?
Yeah, then come in here. I've got
Yeah.
something to ask you. Or anyone else who knows anything about religion.
Mm.
See this chair here?
Mm-hmm.
Why would there be one chair looking down on the chapel? Is this some sort of religious rite where someone special watches the, I don't know, the show?
Well, wasn't Dargan was the silver dragon in human form? Maybe he was the leader of the order, so maybe he would speak from you or something.
Yeah, maybe. All
You want to sit in it?
right. See, everything in my body and my mind tells me hell no.
Emilia, we need you to sit in this chair.
That would be. I mean,
Alrighty.
no, don't.
Jesus.
So Emilia sits on it. We're just going to switch over to Adok briefly because he's exploring on his own, which is dumb
Oh,
to say.
dear.
Oh no.
Adok, this room contains an iron bathtub, has wooden panellings on the walls, and that raises to a height of about 3 feet, which is about your height, a little bit lower than you. The walls are painted with a continuous faded mural of what looks to be a mountainscape, which, since you've been here in Barovia longer than your companions, as you're looking around, sort of slowly looking around this sort of dim room, you think, Balnock Mountains to the north. And you recognise one of the peaks, and then just the tree line. But nothing else happens. So you're okay. So, back to the other group. Oh, crap. I did it again. You have to reload in a second, guys. I just closed Foundry. I just closed Foundry. Shit. Give me a second.
Ketas, you look very quiet this morning. Something going on?
I'm good. I just don't want to interfere anymore.
We all get hurt in battle. It's, you got to test our skills of bashing through walls and being surrounded, and it's like training exercise.
Right, you should be able to rejoin now, guys. Sorry about that.
She's right, Scafus, though. Don't feel bad, mate. People make mistakes. Even demon, red, monk, weird people like you make mistakes.
Just give me a sec.
No, you're right. But Emilia, sitting on the throne while waiting for people to load back up, you can see very clearly out over the chapel below. It's just it's a throne. It's comfortable. Nothing happens.
Nice. So, what do you want me to sit on the chair for?
I think it looks good on you.
DM,
Yes.
how far to the floor?
About 25 feet.
We should probably go look for other things, though.
It's about this time you realise that Adok is not with you.
What?
Where's that up?
It's probably about this time that Adok realizes no one's with him.
I was going to say that too. Be like, Adok, you realise that no one else has followed you into this room.
Adok?
What is it with this group and not really following plans?
Shadriel,
We
Scafus.
Adok?
We have a plan?
Well, I mean, we called out, hey, everyone follow me so I can take the brunt of whatever happens in the doorway. I mean, maybe Adok's good at searching for traps. That's what it is.
No, Adok's been
Shadriel leaves to look for Adok.
It doesn't take long before, as you sort of approach that door, he sort of steps out as you guys
As
approach this other curtain.
As I was saying, Adok's been acting a bit funny since the last time he got knocked out. He got those green finger thingies.
Do you think he's been bit by a vampire, Mr. Stibb?
No, see this piece of metal? And I pull out the chunk of metal again.
And everyone sees what they see.
Would you stop doing that?
Look, this is an experiment. Karnos, after he went down, fell unconscious, started stepping everywhere and becoming a paralyzed statue, which I'm thinking about calling it statunism. As I put away the chunk of metal again, and then Adok had the eye thing. I've got this chunk of metal. Zadriel had the loud noises. Nothing really happened to Skathis, maybe because he's evil. So, and now Karnos is not Karnos. Adok's doing this weird freaking. He's become very aggro lately. Short-tempered.
People.
Everyone roll insight, please. As for not except for Fibble. Zadriel doesn't know shit.
I don't believe
Neither does
you.
Karnos or Skathis. Emilia, you would not. So Skathis, you're the only one that sort of ponders on what Fibble's saying, and then you think back to the tower. You think, yeah, after Karnos and Adok and Zadriel were rendered unconscious at the tower, was the first time that Karnos misty stepped. That Adok had the eye thing, which Zadriel was able to cure with a restoration spell. She was also able to do the same for herself, because every time she cast a spell, she would make a loud noise. And seems to make sense to you. That, again, something in this place is not natural. It seems to happen whenever you are rendered unconscious. And as you think about this, your mind turns to your own affliction.
And I turn invisible.
Skathis vanishes.
What the fuck? Sorry.
People, your meddling is making people go away. What are you doing?
No, Zadriel, he probably just gave him that potion.
No, it's here. And I'll pull it back out.
Oh, never mind.
Skathis?
I'm here.
And
I think.
Yeah, you hear him talking. He's just not visible. How long does it last for, Skathis? I forget.
It doesn't say. Advantage on stealth, disadvantage on social. Not that that's a problem. And cast invisibility 3 times a day.
So it's invisibility, so it lasts for a minute.
There you go. And it only lasts for 3 days.
Yeah, you got 24 hours left.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'll last for a minute unless you cast a spell or attack something, then it'll drop.
Well, casting a spell, unlikely, and yeah, I don't know anything about it, so
Exactly.
I'm invisible.
I don't think these gifts are that bad. I've been misty stepping all over the show. Look, I'll show you. And I misty stepped beside where Skathis was.
And you are instantly paralyzed.
And
Oh, shit.
now I'm just going to leave him like that for a little bit while we have this discussion so that he can actually listen. I'm trying to explain to you guys that there's some weird shit going on here. And I don't know how to fix it.
Did Adok roll insight? No,
I wasn't sure if I was here or not.
You're right there with them. They're right at the doorway, so
Okay.
you would have been privy to the conversation. So I'll get you to roll insight as well.
Privy.
Privy, next to the privy. Yeah,
Body.
I've got a lovely 5.
a lovely 5. Yeah, well, the lovely 5. You think? I mean, you're all everyone except for Skathis, who is really kind of going, it seems to fit, is thinking Fibble's fucking nuts.
And I'm used to that feeling.
Kind of figured, but yeah, everyone's sort of thinking, well, no, it doesn't matter. They don't get what you're talking about. They think you're just rambling about some random tinkerer's stuff.
Be a weird one.
Zadriel lays on hands for 5, which should cure the paralysis of
It will do.
Carnos, and
I don't get it. Why is this happening? It didn't do it to begin with.
Yeah,
stop doing that.
as I said, it might be a gift, but it's not always good. Like, look at Adok. He's becoming more aggravated. He attacks things for no apparent reason. Like, we were going past some perfectly safely just sitting there spiders, and he jumps off and starts attacking them.
That's what you're meant to do.
I thought that was
like
the
that.
teddy
He's
that
very
he
brave.
got. I thought that was the teddy he got.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, I've always been a bit weird, a bit.
Ooh, and then there was the time that you took a swing at Carnos.
That wouldn't be the first, I don't think.
Yeah, completely justifiable, I know, but but just saying, like, what happens if he goes a little bit further? Do we have to now start chaining him up with Emilia because we're worried that he's going to start killing us during the night?
Look, I don't know why I look completely different to most goblins, but have you ever seen a grey goblin? Answer is no, right? So I don't know if growing claws is something that I just do as like maybe a mutation or like a spell or something. And like with Carnos is blinking, it's like a sorcerer, yeah? Sorcerers don't know how they do it or access the weave. They just do the thing and then like it just goes whatever. Maybe that he's a sorcerer.
Adok, do you really think Carnos would have access to the weave?
Look,
it's at that point that Skathis just reappears. Same spot where he was standing, he just reappears.
And now he's doing that shit.
Well, hang on. If you've been unconscious, what's your power?
I got this.
And he pulls out the lump of metal again.
People, you like experiments, no? How many swings of this hammer until you are paced? If you keep doing that, do you think it will take? Just stop showing me your vile god. How many?
Oh my god, it's just a lump of metal. Jesus.
1.
Okay, I'll put it away.
A 2.
Oh shit. I need. I'm assuming you're. I mean, even though you've moved tokens in the other room, I'm assuming you're all standing in this hallway discussing this. Yes. It's just so I'm clear.
I can't move.
Why can't? Oh, you're probably against the wall. I'll move you out.
No, it just says game pause for me.
Ah. Is it? Oh, you need to rejoin. Like the game crashed before.
No, the game didn't crash before.
I closed it accidentally. Shush. It crashed, okay?
That's probably why you haven't seen Adok move from the bathroom.
Probably, yeah. So everyone in the hallway, I need you guys to roll a perception check for me. Because I'm assuming you all heard the noise that I was making. 5? Anyone above a 15?
Yeah, I got 17.
Skathis and Carnos. You both keep hearing this noise. Just quietly. Every now and again.
You're hearing that too, Carnos?
Yeah.
And it's coming from behind the curtain that you're all standing next to.
Skathis, I think it's behind this. What colour's the curtain, DM?
Same as the one on the opposite side. It's a thick, heavy, dark red velvet.
I think it's coming from this velvet curtain. Maybe back up a few steps, everyone. I shall take this in the face.
Yeah, that's what she said.
How many people? How many?
I made it, so probably 1.
So, is everyone else backing up while Karnos steps forward?
I did.
Yeah.
Just move yourselves to it. Has
What just
Emilia
had the
gone
DC
back to the
was again?
goddamn throne? Was that?
What just had the DC
15.
was for Adolf?
15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
When
So,
everyone's
has Emilia gone
Sorry.
back to the throne?
Yep, back on the throne.
Okay. So, Emilia goes through the door and back to the throne. So,
What
Adok,
is Adok doing?
are you moving up
Pushes
with
forward.
Are you moving up with Karnos?
Yeah.
I'd say by now, even without perception check, you would also hear the same thing that Karnos is hearing. Who is pushing the curtain back?
Alright, Karnos. You take the left, I'll take the right, and we'll give him the old left, right, good night.
All right. I've got the sun sword out. I lit it up, and I'm just going to use it to pull the curtain back ever so slightly.
And you're doing the other side, Adok?
Yeah, Adok's just gonna prep an attack action as his claws are starting to grow out.
Okay. As you peer behind this curtain, you both get hit in the face with just a slight cool breeze from the outside as you notice one of the 3 windows in here has been broken. Nothing else really catches your eye except for a black cloth covers something atop of a marble pedestal sitting in the back of this room. Yeah, if you move into it, you should be able to see it. What I might actually do, make this a little easier for everybody, is we will just remove this wall so you can actually stand outside and see it. So it's just a black cloth covering something on this pedestal.
Should I search it at all to make sure it's not trapped?
What's under the cloth?
I was just gonna say that as soon as Karnos moves past the curtain, at the same time, Adok's gonna leap through the curtain and just start swinging wildly in the air. I got ya! Off a lot! Here you go!
So who's having a look at this thing?
Oh well, no, I was about to, but I think Adolf would have been quicker
Did
hacking at it.
you just start hacking at it?
Yeah, as soon as Karnos moved in, Adok's come from the as and starts slashing. with
So
his
you
claws
slash out with your claws, and one of your claws catches the cloth and pulls it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to roll a d6 here. 1, 5. What you see as the cloth falls to the ground is the severed head of Zadriel on this pedestal. Eyes lulled and rolled half back in her head. Very severe wound. Tongue hanging to one side. Very gruesome indeed.
Bah!
Oh my god. I've killed her. I've done it. Karnos, just kill me. Do it. I deserve it.
Hold on.
Zadriel.
I turned to look at Zadriel.
I was going to say before we all did that Zadriel would have went back to look for Emilia, so I probably have my back turned.
You would have your back turned, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Skathis, you would catch a glimpse of this between Adok and Karnos. Fibble, you probably would too, as they sort of both probably pull the curtain to one side as it's pushed to one side and sort of back away slowly from this thing. And yeah, Skathis, you turn and look, and Zadriel's walking back up the hallway towards the doorway, possibly looking for Emilia. As you look back, it's just sitting there. This severed head of Zadriel.
Fibble, does Zadriel have a sister?
Wait.
No?
If that's Zadriel, then who's that Zadriel?
Remember our Strahd? And there was that thing with her. What if that's not Zadriel? What if this is Zadriel?
No, I've detected, I had some sort of divine sense a few times in front of her, and she didn't come over as a bad guy. Well, not that I remember.
As you guys briefly discuss this, you would turn and look at each other as you're talking. Carnos, as you glance back at where Severed Head was, you look back and it's just a bust. Statue. Made of stone.
Oh. Jeez, phew, it's
Handsome
changed, it's
middle-aged,
just her boobs.
handsome middle-aged human man, with neatly trimmed moustache and beard, very much like the painting in the bedroom you saw, Lord Argynvost.
Oh, do you see that, Adolf?
Mate, all I'm seeing is Zadriel's head here, and Zadriel's over there, and I don't know what I'm doing.
It's
I've got
fine.
his claws.
I told you the dark gifts get into him.
Can we turn... It's just a statue, some dude's head. They call it a bust, but it's not boobs. Well, it's...
Adok, you still see Zadriel's head, by the way.
Mate, what? This is... I don't know what's going on, but this is Zadriel. Look! And now it's going to try and pick up. It's her head. I've done something to her.
And as you reach out and go to pick it up, you feel stone. And the moment you feel that, it twigs to you. You know enough about magic. This is an illusion spell. And you know enough enough about Strahd and his abilities as well to pretty much determine that it's either him or one of his minions. They're trying to get in your head. But you're still rattled though.
Adam's gonna pick himself back up and just yeah, that was I see my did you all fall for that? My, performance there, like barb work. It's just practicing. It's good, yeah? Anyway, moving on.
See, that bust was like this, and I'll pull out the stone and look around quickly and then put it away.
Can we turn this off, Mr. Stubb? Could you know a way to turn these things that we're seeing or doing off?
I've got a way that can work, but it won't allow you to see.
I mean, if I'm gonna do my magic misty step, which is so cool.
Yeah, I strongly suggest you don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, but okay, how do we take it off me then?
Roll a Arcana check, Bibblestib, and Adok, because you're also a magic. Zadriel's not privy to this particular conversation at the moment. Skatus, no need for you to roll it, because you know nothing about magic.
I got 11. So
11?
Yeah. I got a 23, but for some reason it showed up as a 16.
That's all good. They come up as a custom roll again. That's good. I might have to double check your thingy-majiggy, but that's a good. So, 23. With that roll, you sort of, as Fibble's talking, even though you didn't really believe what he was going on about these dark gifts, you think, what the hell's he on about with your insight roll before? Your arcane knowledge, however, as he starts talking about curing these things, you think, well, restoration spells. I mean, there's different levels. I mean, depending on what level these so-called dark gifts are, could be a lesser restoration, could be a greater restoration. But knowing where you are and who is possibly responsible for these particular events, you would be leaning towards a greater restoration.
Yeah, so I just had a thought that came into my head about this whole situation. Look, not a threat. Did a wonderful performance just now, but that gave me time to think. Fibbles, with your wonderful thing about these sort of gifts, I think that maybe the cure to this is the anti-effect of dark magic, which would be white magic, which would be restoration. Be it, lesser or greater, it should restore whatever affliction that we are under. I, for one, however, am not under an affliction. I quite like how I am.
I go up to Adok and I touch him on the shoulder and I go, "Yeah, you're awesome, just the way you are." And I cast List of Restoration on him.
Roll a intelligence roll for me, Sybil. Add your proficiency to it. Ooh.
27.
Ad hoc. Your claws shrink and disappear. Your newly found courage also dissipates. You are no longer prone to action. Your dark gift has been abated.
I just see Adok pause for a second and just go, "Alright, where are we? What are we doing, guys? Why are we here? I don't like this one bit at all."
There's our little Adok.
Seriously, what the fuck? We need to leave this castle right now. Where is Edriel? And where is
Roa
Emilia?
said, "Come on. You're being good all this time. You know, you've got it in you, my friend. You can be brave. You've got it in you. I know it's there. Now, the question is, I've already done this to Carlos and it doesn't stop it, so maybe I need bigger and I don't have anything bigger. Maybe different."
That's what she said.
Yeah, they all say that. But once you've had Gnome, you never go back.
It's meant to rhyme. Once you've had Gnome, you'll never go home.
No, never go back.
All right. Speaking of Zadriel and Emilia, where are they?
Speaking of Zadriel and Emilia, we'll switch over to them. What are you guys up to at the moment?
Segway.
Emilia, you have to be with the group.
You told me to sit in this chair, so I'm sitting in the chair. Comfortable.
Yeah. Now we are moving, so you first.
Which way did everyone go?
Out the doorway.
Which doorway? The one we came in? The one you just came in?
Yes. I'm going to lean my head this way towards the doorway I'm next to and wait for her.
Now I'm on top of you.
She jumps you. Oh no.
Oh.
So, and she shuts the door behind her. The doors are finicky. So, do you rejoin the group at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, rejoin the group.
So, as you rejoin the group, that is where we're going to call tonight's session, guys. We're about a quarter of an hour off half past. Great roleplay tonight, guys. I believe there was several moments tonight that stood out. I noticed a couple of clips ending up in the chat there because some of these said moments. So, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. We're going to switch back over to our start page here. And we're going to go around our cast to get some moments from tonight's episode. Chat, if you've got some moments that you would like to for us to read out, put them in the chat. We'll read them out as well. Again, I'm going to use the Skype, my Skype channel camera thingy to go around. Mr. Sadiq, Adok, a moment from you, sir. Not Adok, sorry, Fibblesib. God damn. I'm not having a good time tonight.
Wait a minute. Who? What? Hey?
Sadiq, Adok, Karnos, whatever the fuck your name is.
Somebody, just say something. Let's see. I've been having a little bit too much fun tonight.
It's been good. It's been a good, actually a pretty informative session for the group too. So
yeah, that's actually one thing. It's like it was actually nice to get some questions out there. The interaction with me and Drax, that was good. And at the same time, I didn't want to roll inside ever, but at the same time, I'm sitting there going, full of shit.
Well, I think you guys played it very, very well. That you didn't need to roll insight, so you left. I was leaving it up to you. If you'd asked for it, I would have said, yeah, okay, roll for it. But because you didn't ask, I'm not gonna force an insight roll unless it's absolutely necessary. So I think you did pretty well.
Yeah, but yeah, it was like a really good episode. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Trash Man.
So there was the conversation between Amelia and Fibble. Loved it, especially Fibble when he's wandering off, not wandering off, just on his own tangent. And,
Definitely.
The interaction between Zadriel and Fibble about beating the living shit out of Fibble.
Oh yeah, someone clipped that. That was great. How many swings will it take to turn you into paste? I thought that was awesome. Mr. Karnos.
Oh yeah, I had the pace one too. That was quite amusing. I think for me it was Emilia to Fibble. Are you Zadriel's kid? Zadriel hooked up with like someone little?
Definitely. Some random stuff coming out tonight. Anything else?
Yeah, and the Fibble to Amelia. You can't be a dirty. Dirties are smart.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Emilia.
Oh, I had quite a lot, but
I know you've got about 12 dozen at most times, so.
oh yeah, I've got 12 dozen. Yeah, I was definitely expecting an inside roll on that too, because I'm pretty gutted that you didn't. The Fibble responding with 42 when Adult waked him, woke him up. Using that hammer to sleep, go to sleep. It could be a hammer.
Yep.
Using the poison dart to make himself go to sleep. And, Fibble and Karnos just ripping on Strahd's meal that he offered them.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, it was a fully laid out meal. Would have had all the trimmings, and I'm pretty sure I explained that in the session as well. But no one touched it. I think it was only two of you actually ate food. It was Fibble and I think.
I had the blood that he gave me.
Yeah, Emilia had the blood and Fibble had the food. No one else touched it. It was great.
The Karnos and Strahd moment and the Strahd and Zadriel moment.
Cool.
Zadriel shaking Fibble's stick.
Oh, when he pulled out the lump of metal, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll stop you there, and we'll ad hoc.
that's half the list.
Yeah, I have to say I definitely was Zadriel having the courage to face Strahd head on, and not be afraid based upon what she's faced prior. But also I thoroughly enjoyed obviously the DM bringing in the Strahd moments of just trying to get into everybody's heads as we were all individually sleeping. That was really cool. And also, yeah, a cool moment was, even though, I as a player fucking I really liked the fact that I had the claws and a bit of aggression issue with Adok now. Like a bit of gravitas to me. Now even though, yeah, it's like, it was so cool to see Fibbles like work it out, figure out what's going on.
That roll, dude. Lesser restoration. I thought, no, he's got to beat a DC 20 to get it with a lesser restoration. Otherwise, it would have been a greater. But to roll at like 27, dude, like that was just like I got to give it to him.
So
that was a good roll.
It was a cool moment, but I was still like, damn it, crap! I have to be afraid of everything again.
Yes, Zadriel.
Oh, most of them are covered. Giving Karnos, making him bigger and stronger and giving him a mute button. That was funny. And then later, when he's paralyzed, he's like, now I'll finally shut up. Kind of tied in.
Definitely.
So that was my one, because everyone said a bunch of other ones. So.
Yeah, I mean, we covered pretty much everything tonight. Yeah, everyone sort of picked out the moments that I had as well. I think the best moment, the funniest moment was the just Zadriel so quick. How many Warhammer hits will it take to turn you into paste? And just Fibble's very quick reaction, retort to it is like, okay, I'm putting it away. And then I think it was almost within a few minutes after Zadriel walked away, it's like, pull it out, show everyone, put it back in. It was like, is she around? Yeah, kind of thing. But yeah.
Lady's got a couple up there.
Yes, I see that. So we got Lady Litany, Anox personality switch. Yes, that was actually pretty good. When Fibble and Fibble being like, welcome back. There's our Adoc.
And Fibble's spooky rod.
Yes. Emilia's putting some in there as well, Jax. Emilia growing wings. Carnos tossing Adoc again. Carnos is, I'll take it in the face. Carnos saying boobs instead of bust. I forgot about that one. And Zadriel asking DM if the party should kill Emilia. Yes, that kind of threw me. It didn't really throw me. It was like, it's supposed to be yes or no answers, and it's kind of a yes or no answer, but realistically, would the DM give that answer at all, or not? So only Zadriel will know the answer she received on that. There was a little bit of it was an interesting question. But yes, I think for me, the overall highlight for this session was Fibble breaking things down and just slowly working out that these dark gifts aren't exactly what they seem to be a lot of the time. Like, yeah, some of them are pretty cool, but some of them are having adverse effects as well. And tying in the working out the correlation between being almost killed and receiving these abilities or curses, depending on which way you look at it. And then Scathus using the invisibility spell to sort of, after realizing, again, a high roll, realizing that same correlation and just going, shit, invisible. Probably not even realizing that he'd cast it. I thought that was very well done as well. So good on you, Trash.
I'm waiting on the next one to happen.
That would be interesting, yeah. So, that is us for this evening, guys. Well, she has got a dark gift. No one knows about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
she got the same one as Carnos earlier.
She's got another one. She's got another one as well.
Yeah,
The art of bullshit.
I've got one. I just got to wait for it.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee they would have known that she had the other one either.
No,
that's right.
And same with with the bad luck one, bad luck, good luck one. No one would have really figured that's what was going on. I can't remember what Scathus' other one is. You might have to. I think I wrote it down, but if I'll get you to DM it to me anyway, Trash.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, just DM it to me so I remember, because
I need to find out if I'll talk to you about it.
Talk to me about it later. But yeah, so we're going to raid as usual, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it very, very much. We got some. Oh, look, got some new follows. We got a host as well. So, we got a couple of hosts. Well, look at that. So we got Fragilities. I can't speak well without my teeth. Frag, thank you for the follow. We got Legendary Mango God. Thank you for the follow as well. Punked Pyro Shadow for the host. And Far No hosted as well. And Athena Wolfgang for the follow. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. For those that were able to stick around for a full session, like Nutty, cheers. You can now go to sleep. But to the regulars as well, appreciate you guys hanging out with us once again for our D&D. Don't forget, tomorrow is Pew Pew Thursday, Rainbow Six, 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish will be the usual start time for that. That should be a bit of fun. If Roasted comes and joins us, we'll get a bit more rage from Roasted. Hopefully
I'm so calm when I play the game.
Hopefully get a few more guys in.
So I might come play with you.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, awesome.
So hopefully, we should get enough to get some customs going, which would be cool, because customs are a bit more fun than just playing random players. So that'll be awesome. Friday night, Stormlord's Wrath over on Yanti1's channel. So can we get one of the mods to give Yanti a quick shout out, so we can get people to go chuck a follow over there and come see us over there. This is the second part to the Icespire Peak campaign series. So Yanti is our DM. I am playing a Dwarven monk in that particular campaign. So definitely come and check us out for that. And then back here on Sunday for Vampire the Masquerade, where Carnos, aka Baz, will be our storyteller, and we get into the 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade as well. Definitely a grumpy dwarf all the time. So, and just a reminder, 29th of August, Sunday the 29th of August will be the start of a mini D&D adventure with level 5 players. Should run between 2 and 4 sessions. We're going to take a small break away from Vampire and do that, and then we'll come back to Vampire the Masquerade. So definitely keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up soon. But I think that's it. Anyone else got anything to say before we end tonight's session? Apart from good night and all that jazz.
Right, all, and sorry, Haddock, for stealing your thunder.
He stole your courage.
That's okay. He
No,
might
no,
have a
look.
personal growth.
Hold your bear.
How I see it is, you know you can be brave now, so
This is true. I mean, you don't forget that you had it. It's just no longer there. So this is true. I mean, it's another Aussie crew here. Firelight Siren. I think we'll raid them. I just started 5 viewers. Follow-Cast D&D Session 6. We'll raid these guys. Mute that. Oh, looks like a bunch of girls. There you go. Girls, a bunch of girls D&D. Looks like all girls too, so you don't often see that. So, we're going to start our raid. We're going to say goodnight. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for some Pew Pew Thursday.